Comic 211. And this was one where I actually I was kind of proud of this one because it was a very meanwhile these are three things happening all at once. In fact, I used the word meanwhile the whole time, and everyone started with the same line, so I kind of liked this one. As soon as they call my name, I will be a university graduate. As soon as they call Kenny's name, I'll splatter his brains all over the Chancellor. As soon as they call Kenny's name, the whole stage will erupt with fireworks. Man, these pants are uncomfortable. So that's just a continuation of his thoughts. So this is what Jeff thinks about most of the time. So there's no one around, and they're just sort of talking to themselves about what they're looking forward to as soon as this happens when Kenny's name is called. So this is basically the comic that leads up to the action. The action comic where everything happens all at once. Let's have a quick peek at the second panel, where Miss Townsend seems to be pointing downward, but behind a darkened stage area with a large pipe behind her. Seems like it might be more of a cellar, but yes, she is supposed to be up above in sort of the rafters type thing, but I just did a bad job of drawing rafters. Pretty much all there is to it. For a sec, when I first looked at this comic, just as I opened it, I thought maybe she was throwing something, because if you look at it, that weird hinge in the pipe, it could be anything, really, so you still see little remnants of her, well, not remnants, but just sort of the corner piece of her sniper rifle as well. The other thing here is normally I'd actually cut, when I scan things, I'd try to crop it around the boxes, but in this case I seem to draw Mrs. Townsend, and whenever I get to the middle panel, you'd sort of fade out to the sides, because like in a Garfield comic, and you can go and read any Garfield comic, the first and the third panel have squares, and the middle one doesn't. But it still ends at squares, but it's just not drawn as three squares, so that's sort of the buffer in between the other ones. What happened there was that I drew the other two squares too big most of the time, so the middle one is actually a lot smaller, and I started realizing that, and I think I actually changed these squares. Because to be honest, the squares are traced from, whenever I draw, I take an 8.5 by 11, pop it sideways, and I had this very darkened in 8.5 by 11, which had 4 blocks on it, it was basically 2 comics tall with a little gap in the middle. And that was what I used. Whenever I needed a new comic, I'd get a piece of paper, put on top of that, trace the blocks so that they are roughly the same. So those are hand-drawn blocks every time, but over top of a traced template. So I figured for the boxes I was allowed to get away with that, but everything else is drawn brand new every time, not copied. Sometimes, whoa, up late, out late, 2 nights in a row, and I haven't had any coffee yet this morning. Maybe I can do that. Sniper rifle. So yeah, Jeff's got a box of fireworks. Miss Townsend's got a sniper rifle. She wants to shoot Kenny with, and Kenny's trying to graduate. That's what's going on. So in tomorrow's comic, in 212, we'll see what's actually happening. The plot thickens. Dun dun dun! See you tomorrow.